Welcome to the Vision Profiles podcast. Hey, join us, dedicated Apple Vision Pro users, as we dive into everything from the hardware to the software and the latest apps for Apple Vision Pro. I'm Marty, a faculty member at a Midwest University, podcaster, and an Apple product fan.
Oh, wait. Is that my cue? I of course, am Eric Holden. Right, spot on every time. I work in IT still, but my interest is in finding interesting ways to share content, currently photography of birds and plants and panoramic sequences.
And you know I'm not going to edit that part out. If you want to know what we're laughing at, watch the YouTube stream.
And I'm Daniel Burkholder, software engineer spinning around in his chair, currently interested in generative AR and VR technologies.
And I'm Dave Ginsburg, the host of the In Touch with iOS podcast. I am passionate about technology, especially Apple, in real world experiences. As a 27-year veteran of IT professional, I'm an iPhone subject matter expert, and I learn new things about the Vision Pro every day.
Okay, so a reminder for those of you who want to see Eric caught with his pants down, not literally, figuratively.
That wouldn't be good, yeah.
You can catch the live stream on youtube.com/@visionprofiles Monday nights at 9 p.m. or catch the video later on YouTube or the audio on any podcatcher service. Hey, Vision Pro notes. I still crank them out, although the news items are getting a little thin these days because we're kind of sucked into this iPhone and Apple Watch vortex right now. But you can catch the Vision Pro notes Monday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Friday mornings, a little 5-minute piece. And we're going to actually talk about a few of them tonight on the show, which is why we do them, to get them ready for the show for further discussion. Hey, what did you get?
Well, I have got an iPhone 17 Pro Max ready to roll out on Friday. I'm going to have to go to the store to pick it up because shipping was going to be later. And I did go with the, what do you call it, Marty? The pumpkin
spice or Oompa Loompa. Either way.
Oompa Loompa, but I went with that orange color because I thought it was cool. I pre-ordered the Apple Watch, some Watch Series 11 with that's a 46 millimeter. And I got AirPods Pro 3 coming. And those will be coming on Friday as well.
Okay. Eric, what's in your basket?
I've been so early and on top of things with so much extra time. I ordered one of everything. Not really. I have on my list the watch, the Ultra 3, the orange iPhone Pro, probably, although there's a slight chance I'll go with the Air as a second machine so I can split my two numbers apart again. Mm-hmm. And then the AirPods, the new AirPods. Just because I'm curious about whether the noise cancellation is better. But I'm going to do the thing I do every year, which is forget to get up early enough to get in line. Figure it's not worth it because it's too late and my order won't show up until next year. So I will wait, and Sunday afternoon I will wander into the store and see what is there.
Okay.
And then I will know what I'm getting.
Daniel, did you pick up anything?
No, I picked up the ability to live vicariously through you three.
Oh, okay.
Just not in a position right now, but I think we'll probably get new iPhones at least once it's in the cards, and probably the new AirPods too. Because why not? I use my Pros all the time.
Mm-hmm. So for myself, we're going to play a little game here. It should be an easy game. What new Apple product did I not get?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get the iPhone Air.
Oh, no, he got that.
I got the iPhone Air.
Wow. what is left to get? Wait.
You didn't get the You didn't get the Ultra.
You didn't get the
Apple Watch Ultra. You
really?
didn't get it.
Oh,
No,
You
I did
you
get the
didn't
Apple
yeah, maybe
Watch
not because it's
Ultra.
too heavy.
you didn't get the lanyard.
Yes, okay. I thought the watch, the SE. You didn't get the Apple Watch SE.
I didn't get the Apple Watch
Oh, you
SE.
did, didn't you?
I
Or
did not
Series
get the
11.
Apple Watch. And the Series 11. I did get a Series 11. So, and Daniel, I hate to disappoint you, but I did get the lanyard. It's arriving sometime tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yes. Or as I
I
refer
kind
to
of
it,
want to know what that's like.
yeah, that's part of
Which
it.
case did you get for the lanyard to work with?
Which one didn't I get? I got the. In fact, one's right here. I got the frosty plastic one with the MagSafe, and then I did get, because I'm really curious about it, the bumper case. So we'll see.
For the Air.
For the Air, yeah, for the Air. So, and a second job is what I got to pay for this. Actually, I did the whole planning and what am I going to sell back and all that stuff, and I did not have to dip into my Vision Pro 2 bank account for that purpose. So that was my biggest fear.
Excellent.
All right, let's get to some stories. And you know, I was in meetings all day, and then I had this little space at around 1 o'clock. We're at a 15-minute break, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in and see whether or not they've done the upgrade. If we're on the, and this is a question for the group, if we're on the developer beta and the RC version, which came out last week, will we be getting an upgrade?
Well, so I can answer that question only because I just did it. The Mac, the iPad, and the Apple and the iPhone. If you turn off developer beta and put it to off, there is another version that's going to come up to say you have to install. So I installed it on all three of those devices. I attempted to do it on the Vision Pro, but you know how long it takes sometimes for these software
Yeah.
updates to come through. So I wasn't able to get to it in time. So I don't know about the Vision Pro just yet, but I had two iPhones that those all upgrade after I turned it off. The iPad after I turned it off. My work computer, we were told this morning that that's how I found out that you on Tahoe developer beta you turn it to off and then the new version update on there. And both my two other Mac Minis, I did the same thing.
So is there any harm in me just leaving
No,
it in the developer beta?
because there'll be another beta coming. It's not too far off, I wouldn't think.
Okay. All right.
Or
And
I would think. Excuse me.
Yeah, I tried the Vision Pro and got hung up, and you know, I'm like, why is it taking so long to at least confirm that I don't need an update or that there's an update there? And I think it's because everybody was like bombing the servers at 1 o'clock, trying to upgrade to the new OS. So I might give it a shot after the show later tonight and see what happens. But there is a new, as Dave had alluded to, there is Apple releases visionOS 26, and it covers the things that they have been saying are going to be for visionOS 26: persistent widgets, lifelike personas, and spatial scenes for Vision Pro. And this is an article that comes out of Mac Rumors that we're looking at here. And of course, this will be part of the show notes. They also talk about Apple Intelligence and a wide field of view video support. That is really kind of cool, particularly with the Mac Virtual Display. Have you tried any of that? Have you tried the Mac Virtual Display, the Bendy, Eric?
I hadn't noticed the difference yet, but so whatever combination of machines I've hit so far, I haven't noticed anything. So
Okay.
I'll look again tonight. When I went to do it intentionally, I realized I was talking to an Intel machine, and then you don't get that. So tonight I will play with my Mac Mini
Yeah. Daniel, have you played
and see.
with any of this stuff yet?
Yeah, I installed it today, and uh, frankly, or actually, rather, I installed the RC yesterday, um, and mostly just to experience Jupiter because it kind of experienced everything else. And I imagine you guys tried Jupiter last week. What did you guys think of it? I thought Jupiter itself was cool, but everything else looked like I got transported back to the PlayStation 1 era in terms of graphics. Like, I thought it was not very good. Everything else.
I kind of liked
I
it.
enjoyed the shadows a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
just
was
feel like
happy
all the
to.
textures of the stuff close to you just did not look very good. But otherwise, I really liked the Jupiter, especially turning it at night. It's just so weird and eerily dark with that big black hole right in front of you. It's nice,
Yeah,
actually.
the being able to manipulate the day part, I thought was interesting aspect of the whole thing. I don't do environments, but I actually like the Jupiter environment better than the rest because all the other environments look like Smoky Island. You know, everything is kind of subdued. It's a snowstorm. Everything's kind of foggy. This was the crisp clearness and blackness of space. And
Mhm.
so I thought it was pretty cool, and particularly turning around and watching the stars behind you, which I think we mentioned on the last show about the possibilities with it. So it's the first environment that I think I've gotten excited about. That's me. I want immersion. I don't want fuzzy trees and things like that. So, any other comments on that?
No, I felt it to be.
I like
I
that
felt
you
like I
could.
was on the planet.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I felt like I was on the planet. So, I didn't have any problems with the graphics.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not to say that it doesn't feel good and
Yep.
immersive. I just thought they could have done much better with the graphical
The
quality of all the stuff that's close to you.
the
It
foreground
just to
stuff.
me it looked yeah, to me it just looked
Oh, okay.
very very bad compared to all the other environments and Jupiter and everything else in the Jupiter environment. That was not to say that it wasn't immersive and not cool. It's just like compared that to the moon one, and like if you look at the ground back to back, it's like oh the moon one looks way better than the Jupiter one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the moon one to me looks like a replication of photos from the moon. I mean, it didn't take me anywhere I hadn't been before.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I
See,
mean, I haven't really been to the moon, but you know, I've seen really clear photographs of
I
people
was
who've been
thinking
there.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking that the rock and the ice and stuff, maybe that's just what it actually looks like.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's maybe not as exciting as Earth or the moon, but maybe if you really step out there, it's just a bunch of kind of smoothed over ice.
Okay. This article actually for those of us who've been hanging out with the developer betas for a good long time, this article in Mac Rumors, which again we'll have in the show notes, is pretty extensive in all of the new stuff that's in 26. If you page down it and see all the different things with Safari, the new personas, the shared experiences, Apple Intelligence, the enterprise stuff that it's capable of doing, accessibility. There's just a whole list of things that's new with the software. Some of which we probably touched on, and another part of that we're just still. I mean, I want to go back and I want to check these things out now. Now that I have sort of a comprehensive list.
Mm-hmm.
Next article was an interesting. I thought an interesting piece, and I didn't quite understand or grasp the sense of it until all of that stuff from the past came back, which was Vision Pro now has an option to be able to work with Prism lenses, which I think is pretty cool because remember, there's a whole group of people that were kind of shut out of using Vision Pro because they required Prism lenses as part of their optical inserts, and Zeiss was not making them. And this article, actually, what I have is a support page for it. You have to go further down to understand a little bit more of if you've got particular issues with Prism lenses, but these are supposed to be corrected within the software, or you can make adjustments for it within the software to be able to address the Prism issue. Guys, I'm turning to you on this one. All right.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't
Not much
have,
I have to
I don't
say.
need any, yeah, and I don't need prism correction in my script, so it doesn't really affect me. But the idea of being able to digitally correct for your prescription is actually really neat. Um, I wonder how, like, if I guess they'll just do it digitally, they won't build it into the lenses. If you need prism correction. But
Yeah.
I
When
wonder
when
if it's a sign of more digital correction to come, perhaps. Because there was some patents we talked about the other week where it was a self-adjusting light shield, and so I was thinking more about like, oh, what if the device is always adapting to you, right? Even visually speaking.
Dave, you got anything on this?
Yeah, I'm
Any
kind of.
ideas?
I'm the same way. I mean, I don't have prescriptions. I just what I wear are readers, so I can't give a a reasoning why I would use it. But no, it does seem really cool that if it's more of a digital adjustment as opposed to having to wear glasses or contacts, which is I really like that.
Yeah, I think the significance of this announcement is that I mean, I put inserts in, and I wear contacts with my glasses when I'm not using a Vision Pro. So I put inserts in to the Vision Pro, but I don't have the need for a prism lens, which is a challenge, has been a challenge with this, that Zeiss hasn't been able to support that because of the complications of it. But apparently now Apple's made that available to people who have need for Prism lenses by doing it and making the digital adjustment for it, which is pretty cool. My understanding is it's sort of like a vision crossover, where the brain or the eye doesn't necessarily correct for it, but you can make the digital adjustment to the hardware can begin to make the digital adjustment to correct that in terms of what's being projected to folks. So I think that's pretty cool. Eric, I don't know if you had something on this.
Well, what I'm curious about is, so each year I go and my vision gets adjusted a little bit. I already am using inserts, but I'm kind of curious to try like little tweaks to find out if I can avoid having to replace my inserts right away and can do it like every other year. So,
Yeah,
because
they
it's good
talk.
enough, but like some of the farther away stuff, it has some problems. So, um, I might try just that light tweak and see. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't think Prism Adjust would help with that, but if you look in the more advanced settings in the eye, like for your prescription lens set, you can adjust some other things with respect to the image. I can't remember what the exact settings are changing, but it's changing. It's to help reduce eye strain. And when you start playing with these settings, I just can't remember what they're called. You'll see the image shifting like horizontally or vertically. So maybe playing with those might help because I've played with
Hmm.
some of those too, and I found like sometimes the nearer settings that they have in there help me with some eye strain, but then sometimes I'll just go back to normal and I don't know. I probably don't need to be touching that. I'm just kind of playing around, but something to look at.
Yeah, I don't. I think there. We talked about some technology that will actually be more reactive kinds of lenses, so it can make the shape change within the lens for some type of adjustment versus the hard lens is a possible future technology. I think prism lenses and the requirements with prism lenses can't kind of be fixed by that kind of technology. It has to be fixed digitally. So interesting stuff. I threw this article in. I don't know. This came from Reddit, and it was a comment by Couch Tomato 823. There is a handle. So no news on Apple Vision Pro yesterday, I guess referring to the announcements. Up next, will we get a new Meta Quest Pro, Pimax Dream Air, and maybe a Valve Deckard? And I guess Meta Connect is happening September 17th through the 18th, so in a couple of days. And you can watch it virtually, and you can register for the live stream. But it's Meta's kind of gathering of Meta stuff. And what's your thoughts on that? You think I don't think we're going to see new hardware come out of Meta. Not at this point.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
All they really need is a new color.
Yeah.
Bring out a nice orange.
Yeah, I mean, if they were going to though, it's about the only time of the year they could if they want to get it in before holiday season.
right.
But I don't know. I wouldn't expect any hardware either, honestly. And if they did, it'd probably be more getting closer to Quest Pro territory than than anything eyeglass territory yet, for sure. Maybe they'll talk about their eyeglass efforts. That's probably what they'll talk about more so to get hyped up.
I don't know. I think until they have something to put out in terms of the eyeglasses, they're just kind of each time they bring it up, it now becomes a disappointment because it's like, oh, you're talking about it again. Show me. Don't just tell me how great it's happening. They talk about maybe a chip adjustment to increase the bit rate going with the chips as being something they could do with this without having to change the form factor. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I kind of am curious. I don't want to watch the 2 days of
Yeah.
Meta Connect, but I would like to. It would be very cool to see to get to that announcement period, but I don't think I can stomach Zuckerberg. So
Yeah.
another article by Mac Observer and the idea that no Vision Pro 2. Why Apple's focus is on software, not a sequel. And it's a little thing from the Mac Observer. And, they give us what we already know. Much like the wait for the foldable iPhone, which requires years of R&D, the Vision Pro platform needs time for its software to mature for a clear use case to emerge beyond early adopters. Rushing out new hardware would be counterproductive to this foundational work. This strategy is consistent with Apple's product lines. Just as there was no new Apple TV and rumored AirTag did not materialize in this last announcement, Apple is demonstrating a clear focus. The keynote was dedicated to the highest volume, most impactful products, the iPhone and the Apple Watch. So that's kind of Mac Observer's take on it. And I don't know. They're talking about there's been lots and lots of promises about a Vision Pro 2 or a Vision Pro 1X or a Vision Pro, whatever you want to call it, not a full upgrade, but at least maybe a headband upgrade and a battery upgrade and most importantly, a chip upgrade happening. But before the end of the year. So and I know Dave, you speculated on In Touch with iOS, the idea that this will probably be a series of announcements if there's any new products coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be news releases, press releases. That they did that for the last couple of years on these smaller announcements because it isn't a big announcement like the iPhone is each year.
You don't think they'd do like an hour-long infomercial kind of thing?
Well, that's what they'll probably do. It won't
okay.
be like it won't be anything that they'll advertise as like this is an event. They'll just say, hey, here's what we're going to show, and because I seem to remember last year it wasn't a much fanfare as it was for this particular part of the year.
There was that live event that was like around Halloween where it really was not new product. It was just upgrade stuff that they threw at us. And so maybe Dave, and it was basically an hour pre-recorded video. But of course, all their stuff is an hour pre-recorded video now. So
That makes sense.
yeah. So I know, Dave, you sent this along in the Bloomberg article. The Gurman article, I should say.
Oh yeah, I forwarded it too. Yep.
Yep. Interesting article. Apple pitches a return to its design roots 6 years after Jony Ive exits. And it gives a long history of Apple design. And frankly, it was written in a way that was saying everybody's leaving the ship, basically. And what they have as design folks right now are relatively new and relatively young. And so the article is a section of paragraphs talking about folks who've left. And I think the comment that interests me the most was saying this is what they're doing. Their new design is liquid glass. And that's what they're focusing on.
Yeah.
And, we've gone through phases with this with Apple where we've gone through the skeuomorphic kind of stuff, and then we've moved to like a real minimalist, flat kind of design for their apps. And that all of those designs were set to set Apple aside from other folks. And I think the liquid glass design is sort of that current phase of doing that.
Yeah, I think they have enough excess processing power to roll out that kind of interface without really affecting performance. So they're doing it. I'm not 100% sure it's a good idea, but they're doing it anyway. We'll see.
During last week's launch,
it seems like they rolled the stuff. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I go ahead, finish. It seems like they roll this stuff, what?
Well, it seems like they roll this stuff out. It kind of looks cool, and then they realize that you can't read anything, and then they kind of back off on it a little bit, and back off a little bit, and then they back off too much, and then everything is a flat thing where there's no excitement, and then it goes back the other way. So we're in the early stages of new lickable liquids, and once they evaporate a little bit and are slightly less translucent, then I think everything will kind of go back to being easier to read. And luckily this time they put in settings right at the start, so you could tone it down a bit if you need to.
Yeah, this paragraph sentence from the article. During last week's launch, however, Apple played 2 design videos narrated by employees with British accents, giving a flavor of the IVE era. Anderson described the creation of iPhone 17 Pro's aluminum unibody, while the newer designer, Abdur Chowdhury, walked through the making of the iPhone Air. The question is now whether this signals a true return to Apple's design roots or simply savvy marketing reset. Here's the products we're slated to see in the coming months: iPad Pro with an M5, updated Vision Pro. Headset will get a new headband and a faster processor. This won't be a true Vision Pro 2, though. The company is planning on a more substantial follow-up that's far thinner and lighter for 2027. AirTag 2, Apple TV, HomePod Mini, MacBook Pro with M5, MacBook Air with M5, new Mac external monitor, iPhone 17e, and a smart home hub are lists of products that we're going to be seeing supposedly in the next 6 months, according to this article from Bloomberg and Mark Gurman. So let's see what else we have here. I think Amazon enters the AR glasses race against Meta's Hypernova and Apple's lagging Vision Pro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Amazon is going to be developing 2 pairs of augmented reality glasses, marking its foray into path threaded by arch rivals. Arch rivals. Wow. This sounds like
Or maybe it's a nemesis.
yeah, it's a Marvel-esque in the way it is. Meta Platforms and Apple with a mixed response. Internally codenamed Jayhawk, the AR glasses will integrate microphones, speakers, a camera, and a full-color display positioned on one eye, according to the information reported Wednesday. Well, isn't that Google Glass in a lot of ways?
Seems it.
Just sort of an updated version of it. This will create a hands-free voice and vision-enabled device that blends digital tools with the real world. I thought they had dabbled in some sort of. I mean, I bought a lot of Amazon crap, but I thought they had some type of. Well, I know they don't have sunglasses. That's the. Well, that's Meta, but they have. No, they don't have sunglasses that I'm aware of, or glasses.
I just don't. I mean, if true, I don't get an Amazon move here. I mean, and maybe they could do it, but I don't. I feel like aside from Fire tablets and Echo devices, no one looks at Amazon for consumer electronics. Like, I can't. I have a hard time seeing the play here. Not only that customer sentiment doesn't really look at them for the consumer electronics, but they also don't have a software ecosystem that they would have to build out as well. To be fair,
Yeah.
none of them really have much of a software ecosystem, but Meta and Apple and Google far infinitely do more than Amazon does. But of course, it would be Android based. So then, but Fire stuff doesn't use Google Play services or the Play Store, so that's kind of a moot point, actually. I don't know. I don't see it unless they were doing something actually for internal use cases. Because there is a decent amount of AR headsets out there for warehouse work,
Yeah.
and maybe it would be them wanting to in-house some wearable tech for their warehousing operations. I could see that. I just don't see it for consumer purposes. But
Okay, so I was wrong, and I knew this was bugging me. Amazon does make Echo frames, and somewhere in my closet, I have a pair of Echo frames. They act as Alexa-enabled smart glasses, offering hands-free access to voice commands, music, podcasts, and calls through built-in speakers and microphones.
I
So yeah.
imagine most people are just finding out about that right now. I didn't even know that.
Oh no, they've been around for a while now. They don't do all the media stuff. They don't do all the notification stuff that Project Jayhawk is supposed to do. But yeah, you can purchase them for
Okay, well, never
much
mind then.
more money than I should have spent on them in the first place.
That's right.
You know, they're the great deal that Amazon always provides you with. But Echo glasses,
They have
they're
a lot
looking
of
at that.
Wow,
stylish
it's
frames.
third generation.
They're in third generation already.
Third generation. It says third generation. I don't remember the first two generations, but
I
yeah,
probably
okay.
own the first generation. You want to buy them? I'll sell them to you.
Yeah, give it away.
Okay, a couple of articles that I snuck
Huh.
in, but I think we've already beaten this one to death. Jupiter. We've already spoken about Jupiter, but there are 4 articles that I'll have in the show notes. The big part is the interactive. Did anybody try the interactive piece with the day parts and the speeding up the time and things like that with it? Daniel, I'm seeing you
Yeah,
nod your
that
head.
was good. And
Yeah.
going forward and going back so that you can watch the clouds roll up and then go back the other way and then roll up and go back the other way. You can do that quite a bit.
And nobody on the planet
And
flies
it's
off
even
of it.
better if you no, and it's even better if you kind of hum the theme to Star Trek as you're doing it and make the whoosh sound of the starship going. Oh, wait.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I
Yeah.
hope newer ones add controls like that too. That'd just be nice to like set the mood too if you
Yeah.
wanted to. Like I like the rainy ones on what's the lake called? I forget. But like if I could just turn it on rain all the time,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Like that's just nice and smooth and calming. Um,
It makes it look like a place that you could like bury a body, that lake. It's
I
just so
mean,
glum. All of those environments are
Okay.
so glum. Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is
but
the
when you're
first.
trying to get work, it doesn't interfere.
Yeah, this is
You
the
know,
first
it's not so
environment
bright and exciting that it
that
distracts you. Yeah.
they
That
allowed the
was
interactive piece with. So that was what was unique about this. And Daniel, I agree with you. It'd be cool if they did some more stuff like this, and maybe day parts of those environments, and maybe a sunny day thrown in here and there. That would be nice.
or I thought some of the environments, it would be nice if they reacted to your local weather, where it made sense. Obviously, it's not going to
Oh,
rain on Jupiter, right? But like if I'm on the lake and it's actually literally raining in my real world, why not? Like it should rain in there in the environment too, by default, and then I could turn it off if I don't want to. Like that'd be really cool too.
I mean, they can do it with screensavers. I don't know why they couldn't do it with
Yeah,
environments. Yeah.
yeah, or also have the also the time of day as well, based on your real life time of day. If you wanted to choose, that'd be cool too.
You see, I
This,
wouldn't want it
yeah,
to match the outside world. I would want it to always be opposite the outside world.
I want
So
the
you take
option.
the headset off, you go walk outside and get drenched because you thought it was sunny. Or you get your umbrella and you head outside and it's bright and sunny because you just spent 4 hours working in a downpour.
yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
We had great weather here in Kent today, and I spent all
take
of it
care.
inside. So, yeah.
It was a beautiful day here too.
Yeah. Okay. We're coming to the end here. Porsche. This comes off of Upload, and this has been in the news, I think, but during the reveal event for the new 911 Turbo S, Porsche walked Patrick Dempsey through the drivetrain using collocated Apple Vision Pro headsets. So there's a video that goes in.
Oh, that's the one where you can have more than one person with a vision on, and they all see the same object.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And my understanding is if you go to purchase a Porsche, you get a free Vision Pro headset because
What a
if you
bargain.
can afford a Porsche, you probably can just afford a free. They'll just put an extra 3,000 on it.
They'll
and
figure
break
out a
even.
place to put it. Yeah.
It's just
Only
nice to see
$100,000
that.
automobile.
Yeah, yeah. That's what 3%. It's a 3% add-on to get a good Vision Pro. Or if you go to Volkswagen, you can probably get a Meta. That was no offense to Volkswagen drivers. This came out this week, and I thought it was pretty cool. This is in Dave. You always wonder where I find these things. I don't know where I find this, but did you
You're the
know there
master.
was a Mac mega site? The source for everything Mac.
Better add that to my,
Huh.
my feeds.
Full Sail University is the first higher, and I did a pro note on this, I think last night. It's the first higher education institution in America to be equipped with the Blackmagic URSA Cine immersive camera to enable Apple immersive video capture for Apple Vision Pro. Okay, that is the longest title of any article that we've done. So they win the prize. Longest title. This is pretty cool. I went to the links for Full Sail University, and Full Sail University is like a media training university. So we think of the old broadcast schools. This is more modern way for people to go in and get trained around media, and they've just decided to add this lab, which includes, I think I read 30 Vision Pro headsets, 50 Vision
50.
Pro, 50 Vision, 6 24-inch M4 iMacs, that's only two more than I have. I have 22 M4 iMacs. Two 98-inch Sony Bravia displays and Cisco WebEx room bar. The article doesn't go into, but it's set up as a design studio essentially. The article doesn't go into what are who gets to check them out in terms of use, but the university has got a Ursa Cinemmersive camera, the world's first camera system for capturing Apple immersive video for Vision Pro. The dual 8K sensors delivers 8160 by 7200 resolution. 16 stops of dynamic range.
Yeah, so I considered going to Full Sail back when I was,
Really?
of that age. But they also do a lot more. They do like game dev, and they have actually. I was just looking at what they have more in their technology section, and they have some more computer sciencey, cybersecurity stuff, app dev as well. So it actually makes a lot of sense for them to have them. I'm especially thinking like I mean, making video games, right? I totally will expect a decent amount of game dev workflow in the future, especially some more cinematic games like uh, like our blessed Hideo Kojima makes. Like, I could totally see somebody like him uh, being immersed in directing all of his cutscenes in his games, or having them on hand. So for app dev, right? I mean, that's just a stone. That's just a stone throw away from app dev. So then it's like, well, let's make a spatial compute experiment, and then let's go to the lab together, and then we'll all do share play and show up your project app, and then we'll all talk about it like in real life, like looking at like that. That's actually really fascinating to see, and I think just I don't know, pointing more where we're going in terms of what kind of content and tools we're going to have to make them. I think it's a real good sign for this industry as a whole, like this category of product.
Yeah. Eric, Dave, you got any
When I think
comments?
that's really, yeah, yeah, I think it's really useful, because how you um, build a scene out, how you combine scenes, where the camera is sitting. I think it's really different when you're doing immersive than some of the other way, the traditional camera work. So it's a really, it's promising seeing young professionals coming in, getting trained on the camera, getting a chance to work with it to see what works and what doesn't work, so that once these cameras are available to rent for projects, that they'll know how to use them. And then the video that we end up getting should be significantly better, because they've had practice and feedback.
Well, not even using those special cameras, right? Like 360 cams are pretty dirt cheap nowadays. You can just kind of get
Mhm.
them anywhere. So then having that where I can go take it and then I can go to the lab and then view it in a way that I never could before. It's like, oh, yeah.
Dave, you have comments or thoughts on this?
No, I really can't add anything to this. I'm not a little too well versed in this topic.
Yeah. The thing that I think is potential here, if I was Full Sail University, I would create a database of or a library of student created projects done in spatial video. And, it becomes a Netflix for spatial video. People can sell their or share or sell their projects through that server. Not only, as you said, Eric, it gets a group of people who are being trained on it, means that they will have the ability, if not just the availability, to produce more spatial video for consumers. And so the
Mhm.
payoff is when their work trickles down to us who are not going to create those cinematic things necessarily, but we get to enjoy them on a spatial headset. So
If I recall, they actually do. I think they do that. So I think in the next, like after the next year or so, I think we'll actually start to see some of that out of them because I believe they do. Obviously, with the students' permission, publish their
yeah.
works that they've made while they were there.
Well, Apple does that with the spatial gallery, but it's a closed system. You can't get in it. You can't you can't pull stuff out of it. You can't submit stuff to it. Whereas a university like Full Sail could do something that opens it up for their students to be able to demonstrate their work, but to the public in a way. So I think that's about it. There was another article about Apple gearing up to launch 10 devices, but we've already kind of talked about that with the Gurman article. So, not a lot of heavy stuff in the works. Both of us looked at some apps today, and I couldn't see anything to add in at the moment. So, we don't have apps for you. I don't know if any of you have any other further comments or things that you've been dealing with your headset.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Okay.
One I just wanted to mention in the spatial gallery, postcards from the Greek island of Milos, A Quiet Life by the Sea. Um, it was just well done. I like the look of it. The black sands of Iceland and the glass artist Cedric Mitchell. That enjoyed watching those, and that was from the September 4th. And then also, I was going to remind people, because I'm assuming not everybody has updated yet, that after you update, you need to recreate your persona, assuming you weren't running the beta before.
That's right.
I haven't. Well, I was running the beta. I have not
Yeah,
checked
so
to
you should
see
be
if I
fine.
need.
It'll just.
Oh,
I don't think it makes you recreate it after that first or second time they did it.
yeah.
But for people who haven't updated, yeah, you're gonna have to recreate it. Use good light. The new persona is significantly better than the old one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that's a wrap for the show. Remind you that you can follow the live stream at youtube.com/@visionprofiles. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch the video later. Catch the podcast later that night too for the audio, and all of the links will be in the show notes. MacStock is still, there are digital passes available, so you can see some of the presentation. We can see all the presentations by simply going to MacStock Conference and Expo.com and look for the digital pass for this year's MacStock Conference. Vision Pro Notes happen on 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. Look for them, short news items that'll wind up in our feed for the following full show that we do again on Monday nights. So, where can we find you? Let's start with David Ginsburg.
Oh, thanks for having me as always. This was a pretty light news week, so it was we got through some good stuff considering here. So you can find me at In Touch with iOS, intouchwithios.com. You can find me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/intouchwithios. I'm here on Monday nights, Vision Profiles. On Tuesday nights, I'm on Mac Voices Live with Eric and Marty and a cavalcade of characters. And on Thursday nights, we record In Touch with iOS. It's 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And you also can find me on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network, most cases, on Friday mornings, as well as I'm on Blue Sky, Mastodon at Dave G65.
Okay. Eric.
I can be found on Mastodon at eabolden@mas.to. Monday nights, of course, here on Vision Profiles. Tuesdays on Mac Voices. Thursdays on In Touch with iOS. So I get to cover all my OS bases throughout the week.
And then Daniel.
You can find me on this podcast every other week or so. Otherwise, I'm on Blue Sky at IO Expander. IO Expander. Some
Okay.
stuff planned in there soon, but nothing yet. Not much yet.
Cool. We'll be excited to hear about it. You can find me here for Vision Profiles Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Mac Voices Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with many of the gang here and others. And then Thursday nights with Dave at In Touch with iOS. All this stuff is so good for me because it keeps me up to date on all. I love this. I love the fact that we got that. And then occasionally on British Tech Network on the Mac Show on Friday mornings. My projects are found at thepodtalk.net and some new projects coming in the next week or so. So look for other podcasts that might be of interest to you. And you can find me, Jencius, Jencius, at mastodon.social or Blue Sky. It's probably the best way. Thanks for tuning in. We'd love to hear from our listeners. If you have ideas or want to join in on an episode, email us at visionprofilespodcast@gmail.com. scratch that at the podtalknetwork@gmail.com. That's the working email address that we have. Thanks to the folks in the chat room. We had Cletus in there, Paul in there, and assorted other folks that were part in the chat room in this last hour. So join us in the chat room, put some comments in, and we'll try and get back to you directly in the chat room. Our bumper music is Free Jazzy by Steve Combs, courtesy of the Free Music Archive. Learn more about us and the Vision Profile podcast at the website, thepodtalk.net. Spread the word to other visionaries. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.